Alright. Hello, everybody. Okay, let's get started. I don't know what to work on, but we're gonna work on something. So, let's see. I finally got around to making some graphics for the magic, which actually look pretty good. So I think right now probably one of my priorities should actually be, I feel like I should probably be getting a save system in place, although I might just want to add that to the to-do, because no, I want to have everything in the to-do for now, and I don't have a big enough sticky note, so saving can come later, but we'll work on everything else for now. So, usable wise, what's in my to-do list? Add the attack dog, add a sale in the shop. Okay, we're actually gonna organize the shop, which means we're gonna add a couple buttons. Button shop. I'm just gonna go button shop. Let's say the gear, usables, upgrades, button shop gear. And gosh, it's been so long since I've worked with buttons on here that I actually should probably check how they're actually done. The create gets inherited. And from the create, this is called gear, our shop gear. This is just the easiest way for me to do it. I know it's not effective. Okay, and then the left pressed will just take us there. Go to room. Okay, cool. So essentially I'm just gonna put that in there somewhere for now. I'll just list them here for now, and then in the actual gear shop I'm gonna format it as if I were formatting the actual system that I want to have in place. So I want to get rid of everything except the gear. Get rid of all that stuff, and then I want to just have it list almost like in tiers. I'm just gonna move all this down to make room for the buttons at the top. And I can move that back up eventually. What's the buffer? 2 over, yeah. Buffer 2. And then okay. And then I'm actually gonna duplicate that just because I got the spacing right there and just call it our shop usables. And then our shop stats, which will actually be called upgrades, but that's fine how it is now. Okay. God, I hate how it does that. What was the button distance that I used for the menu? 32. Okay. So what is it? Each of these is 8, so that's 16. Is that really a 32? Wait, there it is. Wow. Okay. Which means I probably want to set that up like so, and then do the same here. Okay, and right now the gear works. Usables need to be put in there. I'm actually just gonna have it from now on. The shop, have it default to shop gear, because I feel like that makes sense. We'll see how that works. It should work fine. Ooh, that looks really good. But the back button doesn't work now. And then accuracy, of course, not working yet, so we'll just leave that there. And then just front equals F8. Is that right? No, it's just room. Okay. That works. That's perfect. And then I want to add all these buttons in. What's this? So I made an empty room somewhere. Stats. Oh, that's funny. I didn't know you did that. Actually, get some of this. See if it works properly. Okay. Can buy stuff in the gear tab. Go to usable, buy some stuff, come back, it's still all there. Upgrades, I should just change that to stats. Oh, and there's an offset there with the upgrades that I should change. Besides that, everything seems to be working. Cool, 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 cool. Alright. Wow, that's obnoxious. Okay. Yeah, so reload time works, fire rate works. I'm gonna change that to say stats. And then that's cutting it really close. Alright, accuracy. It's time to get accuracy working. So, again, I think there'll be 6 levels of accuracy. Each time the angle that it could be closes in closer to 1. So accuracy is going to take place in the alarm, if I remember correctly, because that's where the actual shot is. Yeah. So obviously there has to be some sort of accuracy. Otherwise, so above or at 6, it's just gonna fire like it normally would. But outside of that, it's gonna have deviation. Random range. 0 to... Gosh, I don't know. This should be dealing with the... So basically what we're going to do then is just say var inst equals this, the bullet that we just made. And then from there, say inst direction equals image, choose yeah, and then range 0 to 6. So there's a chance here. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now I guess I'm doing 7. Jeez. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Completely straight. Alright, this is gonna be a mess the way how inaccurate the player will be. I guess I probably want to break, right? And what am I setting the accuracy to? Because if I'm setting it to 1 in the beginning, then I don't want to do that. And I want to set it to 0. Am I setting an accuracy? Accuracy, yeah. Okay, it's set to 0 at the beginning. Good. I guess I need brakes in all the cases then. Or in the player's bullet, is it setting a direction? Yeah. Let me see. Well, if I just take this and then say do it like this, and I'll say that will be deviation, and then this will say deviation and selection. Because essentially what we're doing is we're just choosing the deviation, or having the deviation, and having it flip a coin. No, that's not what we want to do. The direction is the image angle. Okay, and then we'll comment that out, and we'll try that. Set before reading it. Inst dot direction. Layer dot O. Did I mess up somewhere? O player dot image angle minus O or plus O. Underscore inst dot direction. Oh, this needs to be D because I changed it to, okay. Duh. Okay, now it's like, alright, hold on. Point direction. Inst direction. Here. I'll do this again. And we'll set the direction to why am I not just saying -7 to 7 and then I don't need this step at all? And that'll just get smaller and smaller. And I can just say plus. Alright, we'll see how that works. Okay. In the shoot script, what is it doing? Maybe there's something in the shoot script that's going wrong. Maybe that is just 7, like. Then why is it still doing this? Okay, I'll just set that to case 6. And we'll see now what happens. Because it's set to 0. No. It's not even... This should be simple, and it is, because it's just generating it down here, and I'm dumb. Okay. Boy. Okay. Okay, accuracy definitely does not equal 6. So what is going on in my shoot script? That is the issue. All it's doing is setting the alarm here. Nothing, no object is being created there. So, come back down here. All it's doing, see, if I comment all this out, then will it do it? Because if that's the case, I don't know why it's doing that. No, it's always firing. Oh wait, no. That one shot off to the side. No, these are all firing in the same. I'm just gonna turn up the fire rate so we can tell. There's ever so slight deviation. What if we bump this up? That's, something tells me that might be too dramatic, but gotta be more dramatic. It knows what it's trying to do, and it's just, I might have to go in and just hand tweak each of these, but that's okay because I want to get this working to where it looks good. If I were to look at something and then try and fire at it, I want to guarantee that it's not always going to hit. That's got to be more than... Okay. So I think the conclusion of... Basically, I think what I'm understanding what it means is this is the player. And then this should be its regular trail. This is with 0 sort of deviation. But then whatever my plus or minus is, it'll be that many pixels off of its endpoint. So essentially what we end up with is a cone. And I kind of want that cone to be really big in the beginning. So on the very end, it should be nothing. It should just fire. But then, if we're doing increments into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 technically levels. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see if this broke it or not. And then, of course, ammo isn't being subtracted just because that's commented out right now. Okay. In the preview screen, I want to try... I can't shoot in the preview screen. If global ammo... I can always just say... one there, and then no, can't do that. So what if I set it something crazy like, then what? Then what happens? Yeah, that's a little too. That's a little too much deviation. That is the realm of where things get a little too crazy. So, I don't know, maybe 32. 28, 24, 20, 16, 12, 8. Is 8 doesn't seem like much at all, which means I still would need a you know what, we're gonna make this a little more variable. We'll try that, and we'll see if that makes it any more like, makes the spread any more noticeable. There we go. That looks good. Although, I might even want to have it be .48. We'll try it with 48, honestly. Yeah. And then it'll just have itself, which I doubt it'll be very noticeable down at that point. There'll definitely be variation, but I feel like it'll be far less noticeable. Am I able to do multiple variables at the same time? So that would be nice. I forgot if you're, no, it's gonna set them to the same value. Okay, and then from here, it's just a lot of copy paste. Oops. Okay, we'll try that, and we'll see if there's any noticeable differences. I want to make sure I get a hi-fi rate. Can you hear the sound? That's something. I guess I can't upgrade my accuracy yet. Friggin' duh. Okay. I hate this song. It always comes up and I always want to change it, and I never do. Oh my lord. I hate it when it doesn't copy paste correctly. Okay, now I should be able to put that into into the shop for stats, and it should work. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna be mad, but it's okay. I guess I just want fire rate up all the way for now. I like that. We still aren't subtracting, which I could fix easily, but okay, that needs to update, by the way. Okay, now I'm not able to fire at all. So is that an issue with accuracy being level whatever? Okay. Okay, back to the drawing board. It worked with 1 and 6, and then something went wrong. Something went wrong in here. Definitely works up here. And then what went wrong here? Also, what went wrong here? No step event, huh? Okay, so now that is like, that should at least baseline work. I'm not sure why firing doesn't work for 2, because, you know, why would it? That's always the bug, is around switch statements, but we'll try. Okay. Okay, so it's a good spread. For that one at least. But then as soon as I level it up, huh? I'm not allowed to fire anymore. Interesting. I will actually look into that, but I'm interested to see if I just max that out, I can fire again. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Why do I break everything? Okay. Well, let's figure out what's going on here. range. Is it something to do with my ammo is not subtracting? It could be that, honestly. It could be that it's just checking and it always just runs out. So that means it should go down here. Okay. Yeah, that's enough spread. That's good. And then I want to the fire rate all the way, 1 accuracy, and it doesn't like that. But is it like that for all of them? Because if that's the case, it might be an issue of the upgrade button, actually. Okay. Accuracy plus equals 1. Global dot accuracy is less than or equal to 5. This should be 6. First of all, don't know why it's doing that. I don't know, maybe it is less than or equal to 5. No, it's 6. I've how many levels of accuracy? Let's clean this up. Or like 7 essentially, including 0. So it'll go up. It goes up to 6. So let's see. Player shoot activates the alarm, which will activate this. And this is a mess. So I need to collapse this into another script. And once I do that, I think I should just run a script based off of the dx and y, the deviation, and then from there I can essentially just modify that. I think it's braking correctly. Oh, my brakes. Oh my gosh, I see it. The temporary brakes that I put in there, I never removed. Oh my lord. It's always just me being not observant enough. That's all it ever is. Okay, that should work now. That makes sense. It would just go to, it would work for the first, it would work for the second one, or the case 0 when accuracy was set to 0. And then as soon as I added one, it would just instantly break and it wouldn't look at any of that. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, cool. Now let's try this. Okay, and our mana is going down again. Okay, cool. Up the accuracy. Yeah, that looks good. Do it again. Slightly less grouped. Okay, it looks like that's working, so I'm just gonna you know, maybe it should be 5 then, because 5 is its last last thing it allows, or last tier it allows. So that was my bad. I thought I was smarter than this. That makes sense, less than or equal to 5, because then as soon as it hits 6, it's out of that range. Okay. If we got an accuracy working, did we finally do it? We might have done it. cells out at 6. Oh, okay, that's an issue. It just fires at 0 degrees. Huh. Why is that? It's a case with the 6. Oh, weird. Direction equals that. I must have double copied when I was making the code. Interesting. And these still work, thank God. Yeah, that looks fairly accurate to me. Okay. That is damn near perfect. If I condense this into a script, or okay. Alright, I have an idea. I'm gonna copy all this down here. Make a big line. And if I comment all the top out and whatever's down here still works, then I'm golden. Essentially, I want to take these two out of the whole equation, and then I would have this as well not be included. Then I can essentially just have this check for the random range. And anywhere it says the word deviation, I could probably get rid of that. That's redundant. Seeing that over and over and over. Oops. I definitely want to keep break. Alright, time for the temporary purge. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm murdering my child after trying to get that to work for so long. Okay. Now let's try. If this works. Oh. Oh, it works. It's so nice. I want to see where that only firing to the right problem actually arises. Okay, so it's not at 2. I'm gonna guess it's a 6. But I can't be too sure. Or maybe this fixed it, for all we know. Maybe I can dream. Actually, I gotta update the mana then, if it's not updating correctly. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay. So now I'm just testing case 5, if I remember correctly. And I don't need a ton of ammo or anything like that to do it, so I should be okay with this. Then I back out and I go back in, and it doesn't know what to do. Okay. Cool. So 5 is working. That is good to know. This is the tipping point for some reason where it... Oh. Now it's working, but it was playing this. It's playing the sound twice for some reason because I'm dumb and... Boy! Okay. So what's happening up there? You know, this might be a case of... I don't know why it works or how it works, but it works. And this works too. And it's a much more efficient system. So I'm just gonna use that. And I'm sure I can make that even easier in the future. That really bothers me. I think I'm gonna move them all over by 1 again. Okay, just to stay consistent. Oh, why is that slightly nudged? It's for health. Interesting. Yeah, huh. Weird. Oh no. Okay. What were the others set to? 28. That's the problem. For some reason, figured it would just do its own thing. Okay. That sounds okay to me. Okay, cool. And then I want to fix the mana thing by just making this at the bottom. Because anything bigger than 6 will just default to this then. Should it be like that for everything then? Let me test if it does that for everything. If it does that for everything, oof, that's not good. It very well could do that with everything. Doesn't do it with the helmet. Do that, then it does it. Okay. These sell out, so we don't have to worry about them. Okay, the gear also needs that. Okay. So So I just need to go into them and change case 6 to default. Which is fine. That's not an issue at all. Oh, those are capped, so it doesn't matter. Same here. And here. That was a total lapse in judgment. But it is okay. I'm sure it is. How long have you been coding for? I've been using GameMaker GML for probably 8 or 9 years, but at the same time, I consider myself far from an expert. Wow, that's a long time. It is a long time, but at the same time, it is using this one language, this one very niche language with one very specific use. So in the long run, I probably have not learned that much besides, you know, fundamentals and how code in general works. But using this, I still make very common mistakes. Just because I'm, you know, nowhere near an expert. Which is okay. I'm not looking to be a... Do you have any finished projects I can see? Oh gosh, I showed this off on another stream. One moment. Let me see if I can't snag an old project. Let me mute my other music then. Oh no, this is gonna be loud as hell. Okay. I made this a while ago. Kind of the same concept. Bunch of different. It's probably really hard to hear me right now. Bunch of different modes. Yeah, music at the ending. That was a little inside joke to myself, but yeah, actually, been deliberating on whether I should release my stuff. That was cool. Thank you. That was probably 3.5, 4 weeks of work. Just every day of working on and juggling school at the same time. I was a senior at the time. Yeah, I've been deliberating whether or not to release my old stuff just to have it out there, but I don't think it's very good. That's my only issue. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm going to call you Makoru just because it looks like I was Makoru. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, I've been deliberating whether or not to release my stuff. Last time I touched that was probably 2 months ago. Yeah. But I still have the raw project file, so I might want to release it. Who knows? I'll think on it. This one's kind of the same concept, but kind of wave-based, more fantasy style. And the deal with this one is it's very, I'm trying to make it as chat influenced as possible. Let me change my to-do list really quick. Accuracy is working now. Cool. So, for example, I have, chat. I'll ask chat for suggestions all the time, and then underneath my profile picture on the screen, there's the Discord link. and I opened up a suggestions text channel on there very, very recently, like today recently. So hoping to get some suggestions, some feedback. Yeah. Once we get a little further into development, I can probably name the game, because right now it's just a named top-down shooter. So yeah, I also I need to prioritize this list actually. Add volume options, because the game is really loud right now for some reason. Oh, thank you so much for joining the Discord. Hope to chat with you in there whenever I get the chance. Okay, so what else? I got the gear working. What do I have next to do? To learn how to do this is puzzling. Is in coding in general, or because if it's Game Maker is one of the easiest. Yeah, Game Maker is one of the easiest programs to pick up. It has a pretty bad rep just because people tend to pick it up and not use it to its full potential, so a lot of kind of subpar games get made. But so much on YouTube, so many Discord communities that'll help you out. If you frequent reddit.com/GameMaker, that sub is awesome. Yeah, I could not recommend this more if you're trying to get into any sort of game development. And, you know, if you're starting out and, you know, you have a question, you know, you have my Discord now. So the best thing about game development is, I've said it before, I'll say it again, your peers are your resources. So, you know, if you're collaborating with someone getting advice, you can always just ask them for help as well, because, you know, there's always going to be something you don't know. Time to keep up to date with this project. Oh, well, thank you. That means a lot that you're willing to keep up to date on my humble little top-down shooter. So, to do. The snake dart. I don't need to do that, actually. Add element magic. If you finish it, I want to try it. It's a good thing you joined the Discord then, because I'm actually getting ready to release an alpha. I'm going to be dropping alpha files and stuff, like GitHub links in there pretty consistently. I just don't think this is ready for an alpha sort of release yet. I'm just going to release it for free once it's done. I'm not looking to make a ton of money or anything. But once it's done, at least in alpha form, I'm going to be putting updates in that Discord. And the hope is to finish it. That's part of the reason I'm streaming it, is because I like the feedback that I get from people who are viewing it and people who are seeing it through a lens of, you know, not my vision. And I think that's a valuable thing to have. So I might want to add magic right now. I'm gonna add magic, and it's gonna be very customizable. Okay. Oops. Oh gosh, what shade of gray did I use there? I always am caught up in this of the wrong shade. Which one is that? Okay, it's just the first shade. That's what I thought. Ooh. Okay, cool. So now, how do I want to represent this? I think I'll just represent it as a bullet, a circle, because that seems simple enough. Alright, quick side rant, but I think the best thing about being able to make a game is you get to, quote-unquote, be inspired by all of the things that you like about games, or like systems you see in games. So for example, eventually the end goal is to hopefully add some sort of nemesis systems for bosses. I don't know if anyone in chat right now has ever played Shadow of Mordor, but I am currently addicted, and I really want to add a system of sort of nemesis-like sort of deal, or I don't know, some way of adding randomly generated weaknesses, strengths, and vulnerabilities. And I think the invulnerabilities are going to be based off of magic. And the magic, what are the types of magic I did? Blood, energy, shock, plague, frost, and space. So they're not exactly traditional types of magic, but they're interesting types of magic, and that's all that matters, as long as it's interesting. Alright. Magic. Yes, magic. I'm ready to add it in, finally. I've been calling the bullets generically mana, but I think separate from this, it's going to be cool to have different types of magic. And basically what I'm going to do is the player can buy different types of shots. So, like that pattern of how they shoot. For example, they start off being able to fire once, and then they can buy one that fires left and right, one that's up and down, one that fires in a triangle shape, one that'll fire in all four directions, one that does, like a pentagon shape. So they'll be able to like really customize each spell that they get. So, and then they choose a primary element, and then they choose something to infuse it with. And based upon that, it'll change its effects and things like that. So it's ambitious, but I'm really hoping to get it working, because that seems pretty cool to me, to have that sort of, customizability over an attack. I think would be really, really just a really cool detailed system to have. So time to work on all the shot types. Single shot. Oops. That should be in the middle as well. Make sure it's centered. I'll offset them slightly just to make it interesting. Or you know what, I'll do like, I'll make arrows. This may end up looking ugly, but I can always go back and change it. Oh, something tells me that was too big. Yeah, that's cool. That looks fine. And then I'm actually going to call this horizontal shot. And then duplicate it and call it vertical shot. And then, let's see. There we go. And then I want S triple shot. And this is all preliminary. I will figure out how to implement this eventually. That's usually how things go. Maybe that looks right, maybe it doesn't. Something about that looks off to me. Huh. Oh well. That looks fine for now, I think. Do it like on a grid, basically. Well, I'll group them as close as I can. Could I extend these all by a couple pixels, maybe? No, I can't, or else it'll hit its limit, which 3 is fine. As you can also probably tell, art is not my strong suit. So, there's always room for improvement. Not a problem. Alright. I want to make that look different. Strong suit artist here. Oh, really? That's good. That is a very strong quality to have, especially when it comes to making games. That is I would not take that for granted, because trust me, you're looking at what I'm making now and it's not impressive, I will say that. But you know, I have a drawing tablet and I just never got around to, you know, learning how to draw art very well, which it's okay. I make it work. Time to help you out. Yeah. No kidding. Honestly, the bad art kind of has a charm to it. I'll say that. It's a little charming. Not charming enough to make it magically good, but it's charming. Yeah. No, trust me. Oh, I get it. The bad art is the style. You know, I'd like to think that that's an excuse that I could use, but nope. It's just that I'm not good at art. I could just say, oh yeah, it's supposed to be bad, but it's just that I'm not the best at art. I'm not as good as I could be, or you know. But that's okay, you know. That's a shortcoming I have, and I can work towards improving that. And that's life. I don't know how to do pixel art, actually. If you're looking to learn and you have, I think it's like $10 offhand. Heartbeast on YouTube. He has a link through his Udemy that is a amazing pixel art tutorial that I just obviously didn't learn a lot from. And how to paint. Oh, well then, if paint is your strong suit, you might want to consider, if you do get around to making a game, do it using real life art. That's a viable style now. With how far technology's progressed, it doesn't have to be pixels anymore. You know, you can load in a full size image. So okay. I'm gonna make this tiny, just to drive home the point that, yep, you only have one shot. Oh, I actually have there's a brush for that. Time to test it out? Yeah, there's no time like the present. Honestly, like, my whole thing is, you know, if it's something you're interested in, you know, what's stopping you? And the best thing about, if you want to do pixel art, there's so many awesome resources for pixel art. So many nice free programs. Oh no, I'm at your game. Oh, not quite. I can show you a little demonstration right now, but when it comes to releasing an alpha, I'm gonna probably wait a little while. So this is essentially the pre-game screen. There's the player. You can, at no cost or anything, customize the player colors, because in games I always found it annoying that you had to, you know, buy cosmetics and stuff, and it's really bare bones right now, but you can change the player's color and bullet color on the fly. In the shop, you can buy 3 pieces of gear and 2 rings, each affect the stats. Usables, there's 3 usables currently. There's a shield, which will block enemies before they can take down your health. A dummy, which will divert enemies towards that instead of yourself, and a health station, which will heal you if you're low on health. And then stats, you can upgrade your stats: health, mana, accuracy, fire rate, and reload time. And then once we actually, I'm gonna make myself look pretty cool first. Once we actually get into the game, all this money is here for debug, but there are 4 portals, each of which spawning a different tier of enemy. Each tier gets harder and harder, which I'm actually just gonna let them kill me so I can go and upgrade my stats really quick. And I can show you the portals. Here they are. Each of them will spawn something different. For example, a snake, or eyeballs, or flies or zombies, and there's God, that fire rate is OP. Yeah, I have it set that I can get a ton of money, and then in here you actually upgrade the fire rate. I'm just artificially keeping the prices really low for debugging right now. Eventually that's going to change. As for usables, you upgrade them through the pregame screen. The shield is very simple. You can just kind of battering ram people with it. But the more you upgrade it, the bigger it gets. Here is the dummy. If I get a horde of guys and place the dummy down, they'll divert to the dummy, which my dummy health isn't very high. And then the newest addition to that family is the health station, which, let me go ahead and die first. The health station, which is kind of like, this kind of reminds me of Regaria. Yeah, kind of. If I, get hurt a few times and place my health station down, whenever I'm within this radius, it will generate a certain amount of health to me before, it runs out. Which, if I max that out and enter, you see I'm losing health up here at the top, but it provides me with a consistent amount of health until it reaches its peak of, oh, we can't heal you this much, we can only heal you up to this amount, and then it stops. Yeah, that's pretty much what we've got going on right now. Right now I'm kind of laying the groundwork. Got all the runes done for magic. And enemies. I'm looking to add, this is the boss ant, because there is a regular ant. That's awesome. Thank you. There's a regular ant, and each enemy has a boss version. So for example, here's the ant's boss. There's a zombie, but here's the boss version of it. And I just made their ultimate versions, which are always purple with red eyes. And I'm thinking that'll be a very low spawn rate. But I liked that color scheme, so I decided to use that. Okay, now to lay some sort of groundwork, or go play Shadow of Mordor. But which one? I want to make these proportional to the other ones I just made. And like I said, I am totally open to suggestions. The health station was a suggestion, the dummy was a suggestion, all from chat, so this game has been quite suggestion driven. The snake enemy was a suggestion. A lot of the help with animating an ant, trying to get an ant to walk, was a suggestion. Because trust me, if you've ever tried to animate how an ant walks, it's not easy. Hell Station was cool. Yeah, that was suggested by someone who is very into Overwatch, so I own Overwatch. Never been a giant fanatic of it, but I've played it a little bit, so I think it was something from inspired by Overwatch. Okay. I know this is a stretch, but if you're going to include magic, include portals. Like a warp? Like I can warp somewhere? Because if that's what you're talking about, that's 100% doable. Okay, I'm gonna add that to my to-do list. Magic portal usable. Okay. Like maybe it can only fire one portal per 30 minutes. What do you mean by portal? Describe what you mean by portal, because when you first said that to me, my deal was kind of like I was thinking from the game Portal. So it's like I'd shoot 2, I would walk in here and come out there, sort of deal. Okay, yeah, I could do that. What I might do is the thing I have right now is usables can only be used once per. If an enemy's close on you, it's more of a second chance type of deal. Yeah. If right now usables are like a one-time use deal, but eventually I want to put a recharge timer on it, so it takes like 30 seconds to a minute to use it again after it is destroyed. So I can definitely do that. A portal would be very cool, and I actually have an unused sprite here for a portal. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think I might. This is player portal. Originally, the player was going to spawn in using a portal, but I decided against that, and that would be a cool use of that. And depending on what level the portals are, that's how many uses they would have, something like that. I don't know. That is on my list for sure. I should designate what on here is usable and what's not. Oh, are you in Cali too? I am in California, yes. The great western state of California. Yeah. That's, luckily a lot of the people who watch are from California too, so they're able to, keep up with scheduling and the times I stream and stuff. Usually I stream whenever I get a free night. Usually I stream 9:45 is when I announce it in that Discord. Start streaming around that time. Yeah, I think 99% of people who tune in are from California, so makes interacting with fans very easy. Fans, don't even call them fans, viewers, because they're all from the same time zone. I really want to fix that bug, that player fires when room starts bug. I don't know. That would require me changing how the player fires bullets, and I actually just redid that completely today. Our new firing looks like this. It's a big case switch statement that basically chooses the range, the spread, and then plugs it in here and uses that to fire. So yeah, Not quite sure what the issue is there, but I can figure it out. All right. A foreign language to me. Yeah, trust me. Probably my first 3 years of learning were barely that. They were going on YouTube and going on forums and stuff and just finding how to do this and then copying and pasting it. But now that I'm fairly well versed in the language, it's kind of easier to conceptualize stuff in my head. Basically, if I were to talk about that in super simple terms, like how an average person who didn't know this could understand it, basically, I'll try and explain this very, non-technical code way. Basically, this value is accuracy, and accuracy can be 6 levels. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And based on those levels, the spread of where bullets can fire is less accurate the lower it is. So, for example, if shooting straight is 0, then the lowest level spread is from -48 to 48. So it's any value in between that. And as this level gets higher, this cone, this accuracy grows finer and finer and finer and more defined until it is just a tiny cone. And then down here, I play the sound, I create the bullet, and I subtract 1 from the ammo, letting it know that it has fired a bullet. And that is probably the simplest way I could explain that. And, all this stuff up here is not important if you don't know the behind the scenes. So it's very step by step. Trust me. It sounds dumb, but if it makes sense, it makes sense. It's a real dumb way of explaining it, but the only way to truly learn, I think, is to delve in and just try for yourself. And trust me, that probably was not a very good explanation. I probably could have done better. But it's okay. If you truly want to know what that means, you'll seek out the answer, the way to do that. That was good. I got it. Good. Guess I'm not as bad as I thought. So no, I was thinking of doing a move speed stat, but I feel like that could get out of control very quickly. And faster isn't always necessarily better. So probably not gonna do that. Move speed plus fire rate equals God, yeah. That fire rate is already pretty insane. I forget what the exact amount was. Yeah, that is firing a bullet every half a second. No, wait, no. That's firing a bullet every 1/25th of a second, I think, is firing a bullet, because room speed is essentially a frame. And so if, every frame is divided into 100 increments, every 0.5, 0.5 of a second, a bullet is getting generated. So that is far too fast. 8, 6, 7, 6, 4. Let's try that out now. That is real real crazy compared to what it probably should be. Because see, when it's not upgraded at all, it's very slow. This is me holding the mouse. Oh, that's better. Maybe it was better fast. I could probably... 0.2? We'll try. Because at its fastest... I really just need to make a button that just gives me money. I'm tired of going into these levels just to die over and over. That's probably a good... I think that's good. Because we can really go crazy with it. We can say like 0.01. Let's try 0.01. That's gonna be a mess. 0.01 will be 5 times faster than it was originally. Alright, get ready to hear a lot of beeps. Oh, it's so fast it's not even registering. It's such a small increment that it doesn't wanna register. Oh, that's funny. Okay. 0.02. Maybe we were just saved from something that we didn't want to see. He's just got an Uzi now. That is drive-by shooting levels of fire rate. Now I want to up my my other stats. See how that synergizes with that. Ready? Did I miss most of those? Keep that rate for secret button. Yeah. Once you defeat an ultimate boss, maybe, just maybe, you can fire bullets like this. Alright, well, game is done. Time to release it on Steam. It's done. I think that's as fat. Oh, this. I think it's about to. Yep, I've officially made it to phase 2. No wonder I'm able to. It's up to them just massacring these poor creatures. They're just coming out of the portal, like... They probably just want to say hi to me, and I'm just slaughtering them. Yeah, okay. I need to atone for my crimes and set that back to a normal fire rate. Felt like 0.2 was probably good. It could even be 0.2. Whoa, not 0.52. I feel like 0.1 even isn't that fast. Because for every bullet, they have to, for every, change they make to the speed, they have to compensate for that by upgrading their reload time and the amount of ammo they have, and so it's like really none of this is useful unless you upgrade all of it. So I feel like it makes sense that way. That's a good. Can you put it to 1.75? I could, yeah. Oh, not 7.15, 1.75. Let's see. A bunch of money. That's probably good. Either that or 1. Let's do 1.25. 1 was better, you think? It just feels like for the last level of fire rate, that feels a little bit sluggish for an end. One was better, yeah. So it'll just go 1 second, 1/8 of a sec, 80% of a second, 70%, 60%, half a second, 40% of a second, and 1/10 of a second. Yeah, that probably works. Because the expectation is player's not supposed to win with the lowest stats. That's good though. And the reason this might look overpowered is because those are tier 1 enemies, which only have 1 health each. The next tier up has 2, third tier has 4, and the last tier has 8. So it may look overpowered now just because we're only fighting that first tier of enemy. But it's got more of a use outside of that sort of, 1 tier enemy. Okay, where do I go from here? Close out of you. Okay. Got my shot types. I'm gonna put those under magic. Just have this be all organized. And then I feel like I want to add a couple special shot types, like add a wave, or I don't even know, a couple more. I don't know. I might sleep on it or play Shadow of Mordor on it, because that's what I'm in the mood for right now. I'll stream for my like 13 more minutes. I'll stream until midnight. So I can still name my stream the 25th, 7/25, 17. It's ugly. But it'll have to work. I'm just trying to think in my head, how do I want the player to be able to use magic? I'm thinking they have to get a certain amount of kills to be able to use their magic. Or it's on a timer. I'm thinking timer. Leaning towards timer at least. That just makes the most sense to me. Or seems most intuitive. And those shot types look fine. Especially because they're polygons, so it'll just be angular to where I won't have to set it relative to the player. Unless, you know what, I'll do it relative to the player. Just it'll be the same each time. Just because those angles will be easy to predict, essentially. And then from there, I'm kind of pushing it, trying to draw some sort of shape, because I think we've reached the point where these polygons just won't work anymore. We've just run out of space, which is okay, because yeah, we run out of space that way. We can just do that, and then write 6 big letters, or at least a big. look good? How come that doesn't look good? Is that... It was that. It's kind of in a weird... Oh, that actually looks fine. Or what if I did it like that? It's gonna be awesome. I hope you finish your game soon. I'm going to head to bed. Good night. Alright, I have a great night's sleep. I am actually going to get off in like 5 minutes, so have a good night. Hope to see you around. That is a garbage 7. What am I doing? I think either way, it's gotta be a little off. Which may drive me slightly crazy. Oh, wait, no. Ha! I'm better than any number. Okay, cool. Set the shot. Octo shots. So 8. Oops. Oh no, it's so off-centered. I could represent this with tiny bullets, honestly. Except they'd look really bad. I'm gonna redo those with an even amount of space so that it looks a little better. Even just a little. This is by 5 and that just ends up looking weird. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks like what I want. That's perfect. I just can't draw 8. Alright. What time is it? Oh my gosh, it's midnight? Good lord, I think I might call it a night soon. Let's see, what have we done? We got the bullets done, we got accuracy stat working. I rewrote the how the player fires. Sorted the shop out into its respective areas, which essentially leaves room for other, at least 2 other maybe. If not, I'll just center it all once I'm done. But any last suggestions before I call it a night? On what I should work on? Anything I should add to the to-do list? I'm gonna prioritize this off of what's useful and what's not. Yeah, that looks good. And then bugs. Yeah, bugs look fine with how they're sorted. Alright, everybody. I think I may call it a night here. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night. A pretty productive stream. That was a good stream. I might stream tomorrow for like 45 minutes to an hour because I've got work day after in the morning, and then this weekend I don't think my next stream will be until Tuesday. I think it'll be a week from now until I stream again. Besides tomorrow, because I will be away from my computer, I will not be physically able to stream then. But I'm planning on being active in the Discord, so if you're not in the Discord, now's your chance to join. Link up on the screen in the upper right corner. I'm calling it a night. Good night, everybody. Have a good one. Have a nice sleep, or day, or afternoon, or morning, because I don't know where you are, so have a good one.